All right, there we go. Namaskaram, Swagatam, Suswagatam, Namaste, and hello to the Radio Vani listeners. We have connected back to this platform once again, and you're listening to Millie with just a slight change of the telecast day from Friday to Saturday. That is positive. Everything else remains the same. As you sip your hot beverages on a Saturday morning or evening in your global altitudes, I wish to continue my session on the exclusive chakras. And today we take our attention to the sacral chakra. Let's start with some fundamentals on our seven chakras. As I have listed earlier, there are seven subtle wheel systems interconnected to each other at specific locations in each of us. These systems are the energy centers or the sea of Qi or Dantian or Tantian, loosely defined as the elixir field. Finally, also called the seven chakras. Let's revisit the order of the seven chakra, with first being the root chakra, also known as the Muladhara. Second being the sacral chakra, also known as the Swadhisthana, and it's our focal chakra today. Then comes your solar plexus chakra, also on the position of the third level in the order, which is called as Manipura, followed by the heart chakra or the fourth chakra, the Anahata. The last zone consists of the three higher consciousness chakras, and these are throat chakra on the fifth location, also known as the Vishuddha, the third eye chakra on the sixth location, known as the Ajna, and the last or the seventh and final prime chakra, the crown chakra, also known as the Sahasrara. After touring the location, I would like to bring you back to the focal point of today's topic, the sacral chakra, also known as the Swadhisthana chakra, which means the sweetness or the procreation chakra, where Swa means self and Adhisthana means established. The sacral chakra is the power chakra of the people belonging to the zodiac, Cancer and Scorpio. The main coordinating color of Swadhisthana chakra or the sacral chakra is orange, the symbol of which is six orange petals containing a second white lotus flower with a centrally placed crescent moon representing the water element, and within the moon lies the makara or a fish tail alligator with a coiled tail. The six petals define the six emotions, which is unconsciousness, pleasure, sense of oneself, delusion, suspicion, and affection. The deities sitting or ruling the sacral chakra are said to be Lord Brahma, who is the creator of universe, and goddesses Saraswati, who is the core of knowledge. Thus, people belonging to this chakra are known to have very strong creative aptitude and a high acumen. It is also said that root chakra, which is the Muladhara, and the Swadhisthana chakra, which is the sacral chakra, are correlated to each other in a way. The root chakra are where our potential karma lies dormant, and these karmas find their expression in the second chakra, which is also the sacral chakra, which also apparently happens to be our focal chakra today. Location of this chakra or the IP address, like I always say, is the base of the navel and above the tailbone. And the main themes this chakra rules are the sexual energy, creativity, and sensuality. It is also the second chakra of our chakra system and is supposedly the seat of feminine energy. Thus, it fosters birth, creation, and creative expressions. Fish and the crocodile, as I mentioned earlier, are the close connection to the element water and represents the fluidity in movement, which is the primary energy aspect of the sacral chakra. Sacral chakra continues to draw pure energy from root chakra, which is also the earth element and the masculine energy. It is said that one who masters the balance of sacral chakra attains siddhi, or a level of attunement. This is on the basis of the studies of many oculists globally. So here's how you decode two open, blocked, and a balanced chakra terminologies. There are certain characteristics that pivot towards the indicative state of the chakras. In today's case, the focus is sacral chakra. Let's start with the first one. An excessive or too open chakra are people who exhibit emotionally unbalanced, a fantasist, manipulative, and sexually addictive. The blocked chakra are when it spins sluggishly or not at all. The character show in this stage is oversensitive, hard on himself or herself, feels guilty for no reason, frigid or impotent. Balanced chakra maintains equilibrium and spins at a correct vibrational speed. People with balanced sacral chakra are more trusting, expressive, attuned to his or her own feelings, and creative. The question is, how do you balance the sacral chakra? There is a very sweet solution to this. Thus, the chakra is also associated to sweetness. If I haven't mentioned this earlier, sacral chakra is associated with your sense of taste. Thus, my personal favorite is integrating fruits like mango, strawberries, passion fruit, oranges, and coconut. If you may pay some attention to these fruits, they are fluids based that you need to consume in order to maintain the fluidity balance of this chakra. The other favorite way to balance sacral chakra is, of course, burning the aromatic oils like jasmine, rose, and sandalwood. Yet another way to balance is to wear your crystals related to this chakra, namely the citrine, carnelian, and golden topaz. There are two other popular ways to balance the chakras, and they are things like asking questions or saying affirmations. Asking questions and saying affirmation is a repeated way of reminding yourself to do things a bit differently. So, I will list some of the questions that you need to ask yourself each day for balancing your sacral chakra. How much are you prepared to embrace change? Make one small change today. How creative are you, and try to place one creative card in your arena? What sacrifices do you make to suit others? Try reaching a point when your answer reaches to as minimum as possible. It is better to give them than receive. Reach a balance and show appreciation of receiving and joy of giving. Have you made the shifts in your beliefs? So these are a few questions. Now I'll list you the affirmations. These are things that you should jot down in a notepad, or especially affirmations is something that you need to say in front of the mirror either in the mornings or end of the day. So your affirmations are as follows. For sacral chakra is, I'm moving towards a time when I'm totally happy and fulfilled. Life offers me everything I need for the journey. I'm worthy of love. I have a right to express my desires to myself and others. Who I am is good enough. Life is unfolding as it should. I'm prepared to honor my body and feel good about my sexuality. Make it a practice to have orange around you as in your altar as and when you meditate. In order to know the mudra and the mantras of the seven chakras, you will have to write to me for getting the complete access to the link of the videos and the resources that have been designed by our faculty. So there are mainly 7 ways you can balance your chakras: archetypes, altars, interconnecting wheels, physical exercises, crystal healing, meditation, and affirmations. My attempts have always been to help everyone and you to independently take control of their spiritual well being. Now, when I say that a particular chakra is a power chakra of certain zodiac, it doesn't mean that only those people have to or need to balance those chakras. The idea is to balance your chakra at all point of time. Focusing on your power chakra gives a person a head start to a discipline which then never stops as you master and move chakra after chakra till you reach the ultimate point of consciousness. An alignment, enlightenment, and awareness of self and surrounding coordinates, a better understanding of wisdom and the world. Due to the interconnectivity of root chakra and the sacral chakra, the karma finds expression only after we balance both the chakras. Moreover, the balancing of sacral chakra is the only password driven pathway to align other chakras. I'm really sorry, I do use a lot of IT terminologies, but I think many of us really are very IT savvy, and that's why, in order to make everyone connect to what I really have to say about a subtle system, I think this language is really essential. So I'll repeat. Moreover, the balancing of sacral chakra is the only password driven pathway to align other chakras. If you cannot balance the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra, which is also our focal point chakra today, it inhibits you from reaching the other chakras. So basically, it is the perfect analogy of not having the right password to actually enter your portal or a website, because you have not managed to balance your second chakra or the sacral chakra. So thus I emphasize that practicing and balancing of each chakra is equally important for everyone. Another reason for it is it's also the chakra that rules basic survival, which is important for each one of us under any given situation. Concludingly, the root chakra is also the seat of masculine energy, and the Kundalini, that is the female serpent coil at the center, uncoiling itself to the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra, the seat of the female energy, moving upwards to unblock and open all the other chakras as it uncoils, reaching the ultimate balance. Kundalini, or the Shushmana rising, as a topic will be covered in my future series after the exclusive chakras are covered. Before I conclude today, let me explain 2 aspects or terminologies that are used in the 7 formats methodically used to balance the chakras, and they are archetypes and altars. Archetypes are the universal theme or the models of a human condition. They provide us, the healers, to understand the emotional experiences of both what you are and what you want to be. There are both functional and dysfunctional archetypes, and both are instrumental and valuable for spiritual growth. They help us identify the concern areas and help to formulate the combination for the perfect remedy as a healer. Altars, on the other hand, is an aesthetic setup of chakras, related attributes, and items like colored fabric specifically to that chakra, books, singing bowls, specific aromatherapy, and much more. So, in order to know more about chakra balancing through meditation, prana practice, Reiki, crystal healing, and aromatherapy, please write to me or message me on my WhatsApp number, which is +1 732 979 6156, or email me on shrishtihealing@gmail.com. I'll spell it out for you. It is SHRISHTIHEALING at gmail.com. shrishtihealing@gmail.com. Just in case if you have missed out on my contact details, please do call up Radio Vani and they'll be more than happy to give you my details. With this, I would like to fare everyone goodbye and have a great week ahead. We will meet at the same place, same time on Spiritual Mantra, episode 7th, covering the Manipura, which is also the third chakra, and the power chakra of the Aries and Leo. So, Aries and Leo, please be ready with a pen and a pad just in order to write what is perfect for you and your chakra and the balancing techniques. Till then, namaste, adios, goodbye.